My husband left the groceries on the floor for me to put up when I get home. I refused to touch them. We went grocery shopping together on Saturday morning. The usual stuff: bread, milk, cans of soup, boxes of pasta, some chicken, vegetables. We filled 2 carts. After we loaded everything in the car, Greg dropped me at the nail salon on 3rd Street. My appointment was at 11. He said he'd go home and I could text him when I was done. I figured he'd put the groceries away. I mean, he was going straight home with all the food. It made sense. My nails took about an hour and a half. I got them painted dark red. When I texted Greg, he picked me up 20 minutes later. We drove home listening to the radio. Normal Saturday stuff. I walked in the door first. The grocery bags were sitting right there on the kitchen floor. All of them, still tied up. I counted 9 bags just sitting there in a pile. Why didn't you put the groceries away? I asked. Greg was taking his shoes off by the door. I put the cold stuff up. I looked at the bags again. These are still here. Yeah, the rest of it. I put away what needed to go in the fridge. I walked over and opened 1 bag. Cans of beans. Another bag had pasta boxes and rice. Another had bread and tortillas. So you put away like 4 items and left everything else? I was busy, he said. Busy doing what? You were home for almost 2 hours. He got that look on his face. The one where his jaw tightens. It's always something with you. I do stuff around here. I clean. I do dishes. But it's never enough. I'm just asking why you didn't finish putting away the groceries. Because I figured you'd do it when you got home. You always reorganize everything anyway. That's when it clicked. He left them for me on purpose. So you expected me to come home and put away groceries that you brought home? It's not that big of a deal. You were already here. You already started. Why not just finish? He walked past me into the living room. I'm not doing this right now. I stood there looking at those bags. 9 bags of food just sitting on the floor. The bread was getting squished under a bag of cans. I could see a tomato rolling loose. I didn't touch them. Hours passed. We ate leftover pizza for lunch. Greg watched TV. I did laundry and folded clothes on the couch. Every time I walked past the kitchen, those bags were still there. Greg walked past them too. He stepped over them to get a soda from the fridge. Didn't even glance down. Dinner time came. I made spaghetti using the old pasta from the pantry, not the new box in the bags. Greg ate 2 plates. Didn't say anything about the groceries. After dinner, he actually got up and washed all the dishes. He scrubbed the pot, wiped down the counter, even took out the trash. Then he walked right past the grocery bags, stepped over them again, and went upstairs. I heard the bath running. I sat on the couch and stared at those bags. The bread was definitely squished now. 1 bag had tipped over and apples rolled out onto the floor. There were probably $300 worth of food sitting there. My phone buzzed. My sister Julie. Want to grab coffee tomorrow? I texted back. Can't. Dealing with grocery situation. What? Greg left all the groceries on the floor. Won't put them away. Just put them away yourself. No. You're really not going to? Nope. She sent back 3 laughing emojis. Then, this is going to get interesting. Greg came back downstairs in his pajamas. Hair wet from the bath. He grabbed his phone charger from the kitchen. Stepped right over the bags. One of them crinkled under his foot. He looked down at it, then kept walking. It was 10 at night. Those groceries had been sitting there for 11 hours. The chicken was definitely bad by now. The ice cream we bought was liquid in its container. I could see the bag sagging. Greg sat down next to me on the couch. You going to bed soon? Probably. You want to watch something? Sure. We watched half of some action movie. Neither of us mentioned the groceries, but I saw him glance toward the kitchen twice. The bags were visible from where we sat. You couldn't miss them. When the movie ended, Greg stood up. He stretched, yawned. I'm going to bed. Okay. He walked toward the stairs, then stopped, turned around. You're really not going to put those away? Nope. They're going to spoil. I know. That's just wasting money. You should have thought about that 11 hours ago. He stared at me. I stared back. Then he shook his head and went upstairs. I heard our bedroom door close. I stayed on the couch, looked at those bags sitting there in the dark kitchen, the apples on the floor, the sagging ice cream bag. Tomorrow is going to be interesting. Very interesting.